Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As rightly said, the future of agriculture lies where the innovation meets the entrepreneurship and the knowledge becomes an opportunity. Jain and good evening to everyone present here. I am Chatrisha. Along with Astha, we are from Team Agri SAARTHI and will be coordinating with you today. On behalf of Society for Agricultural Advancement, Research, Training and Human Innovation in collaboration with Knowledge Revolution in Agriculture, Nurturing Technology and Innovation. KRANTI 2026. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to today's insightful session. So before today's topic, let us have a quick recap of previous session. As you all know, yesterday we had a holiday on occasion of Holi, celebrating the festival of colors and joy. So let us have few words on previous session where we had an extremely insightful discussion on saffron farming and its our business potential. The session was delivered by Astika Narula ma'am, who have shared the valuable knowledge about saffron, which can be cultivated, and the technique involved in indoor saffron farming, and emerging the business models that can help young entrepreneurs entering the high value crop sectors. Her session truly motivated us, and it is oftenly said that agriculture grows when the knowledge is shared and the innovation is nurtured. Today's session reflects effectively and exactly with the same spirit as the exploring and evolving ecosystem of agriculture, innovation, and entrepreneurship. At this moment, I would also like to acknowledge and express our sincere gratitude to Ajay Kasana sir, the Chief Secretary of Agri SAARTHI, and also the Editor-in-Chief of Paras Publication. Sir has been a visionary force behind the Kranti 2026, creating a powerful platform that connects knowledge, innovation, and practical learning in agriculture. His continuous efforts in organizing national training programs and academic initiatives are truly contributing towards strengthening the agricultural education and entrepreneurship in our country. Thank you, sir, for your constant guidance and making the wonderful initiative possible. We are truly honored to have with us the distinguished academic leader and innovation enabler who has made the remarkable contribution to agricultural education, training, and startup development. It is my privilege to briefly introduce our esteemed guest, Dr. S. Henthil Vinayagam, sir, who is currently serving as the director of Indian Institute of Plantation Management, Bengaluru, an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry in Government of India. Dr. Vinayagam sir has begun his career in 1991 as a program officer at ICAR Zonal Coordinating Unit, Bangalore, and over his several years of prestigious institutions including CRRI Cuttack and NRC for Soybean Indore, RGNIYD Chennai, NIRD Hyderabad, and many more. With decades of experience in agricultural education, education system management, and capacity building, he has played a key role in strengthening agricultural knowledge systems both nationally and internationally. He has also represented India in export countries such as South Africa, Kenya, Sri Lanka, and many more for sharing the valuable experiences in agriculture and rural development. Sir has an impressive academic book record of 10 books and 40 research articles and more than 50 chapters in edited volumes, along with the presentations over 70 national and international conferences. His contributions have made recognized with prestigious honors, including the Business Development Best Scientist Award in ICAR NARRM in 2020 and Best Trainer Award in 2023. Sir, your work in nurturing innovation, entrepreneurship, and capacity building in agriculture truly inspires the next generation of agri leaders and entrepreneurs. On behalf of Agri SAARTHI, we extend our heartfelt welcome to you, sir. We are grateful for your valuable time and insights. We look forward for your thoughts and guidance. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Is it audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, very good evening to Agri SAARTHI for making this program and with the help of your secretary. I'm very chief secretary. It is very nice. I'm very happy that to be a part of this today's program and you invited me to address. In fact, I am in the travel at Chennai, and so my speech is in the vehicle. And I'm moving from one place to another. Very nice. It's a need of the hour. Now we talk about agriculture education or entrepreneurship or skill development. These are the areas in which today the agriculture has been looked into that. So, as we've been introduced, now this session is on entrepreneurship, particularly in agriculture. It's a very vast scope in an agriculture for entrepreneurship promotion. The government of India, we have a separately ministry called Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Skill Development, which is also strengthening all the sectors. It's not only in agriculture, all the pharma, medical, every sector also it's been part of it. When I come to the entrepreneurship in agriculture, which I can say that there are the skills which are required, which is required to become an entrepreneur. We always say that there are three skills required, maybe in the technical skill, marketing, and managerial skill. So to provide our technical skill in agriculture, we have around 100 plus ICER institution and around 77 agriculture universities, in which we any commodity, any enterprise with which you want to be in, technically you want to understand, the students or the entrepreneur having more scope to get the benefit from the our national agricultural research education system, which comprises of the ICR and DSAUs. Then coming to the managerial and marketing aspect, which is another very important aspect for the entrepreneurs. Once you are very confirmed with a technical skill, to get managerial and marketing skill, the institution like an Indian Institute of Plantation Management, which help you to get into the area of the management areas. IIPM Indian Institute of Plantation Management, which is established in 1993, the purpose of this institute to provide the skill on the marketing, skill on the business areas, skill in the making the competitor analysis, branding, all digital marketing expert, all which has been dealt by the IAPM. I'm very happy to say that Indian Institute of Plantation Management, with the help of our Ministry of Commerce and Industry, we could promote around every year around 80 students in the management side, from which are called as MBA, management business and agriculture, in the agriculture plantation management, food processing management, export management. So there are these students are getting good support. Will be the manager and leader. They become a leader in the industries, agri-based industries, and they get into good employment. So today, my colleague Dr. Dinesh Jain is going to have a session on that, how these management courses will be helpful to our the entrepreneurs who can join it at institutes, which is they have any graduate in the system can graspfully can understand the managerial aspect and the business aspect, and which will help them to grow on for their it can become an entrepreneur in this journey. Dr. Jain is the man belonging to the IIM from the Indian Stock Management. Definitely, his valuable speech is going to support all the students. So, with this, I appreciate, and the people who are interested to be a part of it. We have created if you want to be a real practical entrepreneur, we also created a spice processing unit which covers all the pepper and all the processing unit, and horticulture products like onion processing, fruit processing, and there are many processing units also we have established. Suppose any entrepreneur, after undergoing a training program, and technically they want to start their unit, we are most welcome, and we can give a space to the entrepreneurs to use our missionaries and to get our support from our faculty. We have a faculty belongs to the Indian Institute of Management, Indian Institute of Science, from IIT. So those faculty also will be able to help our entrepreneurs, and also theoretically and also practically, by giving our lab facilities to them with a very nominal charges for them to use our facilities. So with this, I'll wish the entire team who are participating here, and I'll look into that how IIPM can further support the organizations who are involved in this program. I'm thankful for including IIPM as a part of the program in our Agri SAARTHI program. The best wishes to each and everyone. All the best, madam. Good luck.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening and inspiring words. Your insights on agricultural innovation, education systems, and growing startup ecosystems in agriculture have truly provided us with a broader perspective on how knowledge and technology can transform the agricultural sector. We are sincerely grateful for your time that you have taken out from your busy schedule and sharing your wisdom and experience with all of us today. Your words will certainly motivate our participants to think creatively and work towards the strengthening and agricultural ecosystem. Once again, on behalf of Agri SAARTHI team, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for your valuable presence and inspiring words and guidance, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank, thank you, madam. There is an additional one, and we are also going to strengthen our incubation center. And those entrepreneurs, those somebody want to enter in the startup ecosystem, the IIPM is going to give a play a major role in strengthening a startup. I myself, as a CEO, I supported around 400 startups in agri-allied sector. So in IIPM also would like to strengthen here. So anybody is interested, later they can join with us. Very shortly, we are going to announce startup incubation center also. Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Yeah.
With that inspiring start, we now move forward with the next segment of today's session. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Dr. Dinesh Jain, sir, holds a doctorate from FPM from a prestigious Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, along with a master degree in agricultural business management and bachelor's in degree from agricultural engineering. With a rich academic and research experience of over 15 years, he has contributed extensively to the fields of entrepreneurship, agribusiness, and rural development. He has served as a researcher at IIM Ahmedabad and later as an assistant professor at the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India and National Institute of Bank Management Pune. Throughout this career, he has taught a wide range of subjects including the entrepreneurship, economics, agribusiness management, rural finance, and developmental studies. Dr. Jain Sir has also been associated as a visiting faculty with IIM Shillong and IIM Indore, where he has taught courses on agro-based entrepreneurship, microfinance, guiding the students towards the innovative and sustainable business opportunities in the agricultural sector. His research interests span develop diverse and impactful areas such as entrepreneurship development and food agricultural policy, biotechnology in agriculture, water management institutions, and impact of developmental programs. Dr. Jain sir has also guided several doctoral scholars working on an important theme like MSME entrepreneurship, social media influence in business, and marketing opportunities for value added organic products. He has also played a key role in national training initiatives and governmental programs, including the projects related to national higher education, agri clinic and agri business centers, and entrepreneurship training programs for officers and professionals. Sir, your work in strengthening entrepreneurship, business education, and capacity building has greatly contributed to empowering individuals and institutions alike. On behalf of Agri Saathi team, we warmly welcome you, sir, and we are truly delighted to you have with us today. We look forward to learn from you and your valuable insights, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Agri SAARTHI team. I'm also thankful to our director, sir, for a very powerful beginning. Now, for next 1 hour or so, I'm going to share about few opportunities which are there in the sector. I'll also talk about how one can take those opportunities towards entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneurial manager. And I'll also share about some of the opportunities which IIPM Bengaluru can help you tap and take your careers forward. So let us see where we reach. I'll try to have it in English as well as Hindi. And if you have any questions, if you feel like, you may type in the chat box or we may take the questions towards the end. And around maybe 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes at the end, if time is there, we can take those questions. All right. So if you talk about this sector, agriculture, we all belong to this sector. This sector has a lot of potential. This sector has been a big contributor to Indian economy. The numbers, if you see, they'll tell for themselves. This sector is contributing about 16-17% to the GDP, but more than that, about 45% of the people are engaged in this sector. This sector is a big source of raw material for a large number of industries. And when we move ahead and we look at this sector is also a big contributor and is a big source which ensures our food security. If we go to 60s, 70s, that was a time where we were running short of food grains. We have to go with our hands, down, asking for food grains and all of that. And then we, and all, we kind of together put the best efforts. We brought in technology, we brought in the people effort, we brought in various machineries, practices, etc., and we have this self-sufficiency in food. Now then, after that, the thing which is required is to move towards modernization. We have to talk about how we can use technology, how we can use best practices, how we can use the human resource that we have available towards generating more revenue for the people who are involved, and how to generate better value for all the actors, and also have self-sufficiency as well as food security as well as better earning. So these are the things which is required. And also what is required is also get connected with the globalized world. Export and all those things are extremely important. And so we need to look at agriculture from the perspective of agribusiness. Okay, so in the past, as you could see from the picture, there are these two bullocks, do bailon ka joda, as in Hindi will say that. So that is there. But what the future is, where we are moving to, in fact, this is truth in at some of the parts of India, drones and various machines, they are running the business. Data is being used. Nowadays, agriculture has become data oriented, market oriented, tech oriented. And this is where a large number of opportunities arise. Okay, one of the big challenge in agriculture is about markets not being there or incomplete markets. So there are gaps, and those gaps can be filled using technology. Those gaps can also be filled using managerial skills. Okay, there can be markets. It's not that you require physical market these days. Thanks to internet and thanks to technology, we can have markets virtually, virtual markets, online markets. So that is a possibility. But what is required? Someone who can connect. We require people, we require various institutions who can connect and build this, farm to fork. Okay, from plane to this. Okay, from the plant to plate. That journey, shorter, uh, kind of transparent. Okay, and data oriented, and every information is there with different actors. So modern agriculture requires different kinds of skill sets. The new opportunities that are coming also require different kind of skill set. जो नई opportunities आ रही हैं उसको काफी अलग तरह के skill चाहिए, और वो skill अभी हमको develop करने हैं. उसके अंदर agriculture institutions वो भी बहुत काम कर रहे हैं, और agriculture universities, various national institution, various state level institution, various other institutions, they are all putting it together. IIPMB is also contributing in that, and we are putting an effort, a joint effort. And what is required is that we need to look the agriculture from the business perspective. We can still look at from the production perspective, but what is required more is we should look at it from the business perspective, and look at processing sector, look at the export sector, look at the supply chain, look at the various storage. We have to look at all these gaps which are in there and generate a value for all the actors who are involved in this. तो वो वैल्यू जनरेट करने का बहुत जरूरत है इस सेक्टर के अंदर, और वहां बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. और लार्ज नंबर ऑफ दी स्मॉल स्टार्टअप्स, large number of small companies can create a big value, and they can create a big impact for the farmers on the back end side, and on large number of consumers who are looking at affordability, जिनको एक बहुत अच्छा क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, एक रीजनेबल क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, एक रीजनेबल प्राइस पे. So that connection is required. So there's a requirement of integration of technology, integration of skilled human power, and also the integration of data. So ये सारी चीजें काफी जरूरत है, बहुत रिक्वायर्ड है ये सारी चीजें. सो बेसिकली व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड, अगर हम एक अच्छे सिस्टम का बात करें, शुरू से लेके एंड तक अगर एक कनेक्शन हो, और जहां जहां जो जो चीजें ऐड हो रही है उसको हम अच्छे से समझ सके, वहां उस लेवल पे एफिशिएंसी ला सके, टाइमलीनेस ला सके, चीजें समय पे पहुंच जाए. Those things are very important. So we have to look at agriculture from a systems perspective. And so that is there. So we have to look at the production from the beginning, growing the right quantity, right quality, okay, of the seeds and these things. If we talk about livestock, etc., right breed, that is important. Now, if you're talking about seeds, right quality of those seeds, right availability, right price. So that is very important. And then the right conditions in which these things are grown, so that you get the best outcome, the best output out of it most efficient output. And the second thing which is important is produce what is required by the market, so that connect. तुमको जो जरूरत वही हम बोएंगे, that is requirement. जिस तरह का मिल्क चाहिए उस तरह का प्रोडक्शन, जिस तरह का पोल्ट्री चाहिए उस तरह का, जिस तरह का फीड चाहिए उस तरह का. सो मार्केट ओरिएंटेड जो हम देखते हैं एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर एक बड़ा जो गैप जो आ गया है वो है कि मार्केट ओरिएंटेशन नहीं है. हम जो वो बो रहे हैं, हमारा किसान वो बो रहा है, अन्नदाता वो बो रहा है जो उसको आ रहा है, जो उसको पता है, लेकिन वो नहीं बो रहा है शायद जो मार्केट मांग रहा है. मार्केट में भी डिमांडिंग फॉर products, like they may be looking for exotic fruits, exotic vegetables, they will be looking for oil seeds, they may be looking for a lot of variety of the food grains, they're looking for a variety of processed items, processed food products. So that is requirement. So market orientation is something where there are a lot of opportunities, there are gaps. These gaps can be filled by the small startups and the various small companies that are there, and a large number of entrepreneurs or entrepreneurial managers, entrepreneurial leaders, they can fill this gap. So there is no dearth of opportunity. बहुत opportunities है इस सेक्टर के अंदर. और इस सेक्टर के अंदर आप ट्रेड ले लीजिए, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, processing, huge opportunity. These are sunrise sectors. There's a requirement of companies taking it up. There are some companies who are doing it, but they require skilled manpower. They require people who can learn and who can use technology, who can use business skill, who can use their technical skill to generate the best outcome, both efficient as well as effective. And these days, when we talk about some of these companies which talks about 10 minutes delivery, 15 minutes delivery, quick delivery, we require a lot of backup support, back-end infrastructure. So huge opportunities. But along with that, you require a lot of skilled manpower who can handle that. AI and all these things have come in. We require manpower who can handle all that, who can process the data, क्योंकि डाटा को यूज कर सके, उसको समझ सके और उसका बेहतरीन यूज कर सके. सो उसकी एक जरूरत है. और अपॉर्चुनिटीज काफी हैं सेक्टर के अंदर. कई सारे स्टार्टअप्स आए हैं. गवर्नमेंट का काफी ज्यादा सपोर्ट है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट है, फॉरेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, डेवलपमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का भी काफी सपोर्ट है, एंड कई सारे नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस बने हैं, बन रहे हैं. So there is a support available, but there is a requirement of people. There's a requirement of integration of technology, people, uh, data. So that is required. That connection is required, and the practices, the modern practices, that modernization of agriculture, taking along the people, the stakeholders. So that is something required. If you look at food sector, agribusiness sector, look at these opportunities which have come up. A lot of specialty products, value-added products. Okay, variety of products have come in. And as I've shared a few minutes back, there is a huge requirement for high value specialty crops, etc. Floriculture, and there are these opportunities, retailing. Huge opportunities have come up, And when we are also, signing up these free trade agreements, deal, we are part of World Trade organizations, and we have these lot of deals and countries, and most new of the deals would come. We need to produce high quality products, processed products. There would also be import of the items so that our consumers, our people can also have the access, and they can also use some of the products which are kind of available in the market. So हमारे लोग भी वो फॉरेन के प्रोडक्ट यूज कर सकते हैं, उनको समझ सकते हैं which are healthy. वो टेक्नोलॉजीज ला सकते हैं हम. We can bring in technology, we can produce, we can use that technology, produce more better quality products, and we can take it to the market. हम उसको मार्केट में ले जाके बेच सकते हैं. Large number of supermarkets have come up. There's a requirement of quality produce. प्राइमरी प्रोसेस अच्छा क्लीन हो गया है, मड वगैरह हटा दी गई है, उसकी शेल्फ लाइफ थोड़ी बढ़ा दी गई है. All that, primary processing and then secondary processing, huge opportunities are there in that, particularly food processing items, huge opportunities. And when we are doing all these trade deals, so a lot of other these opportunities are coming up. So what is broadly, we have to look at it from an entrepreneur's perspective, who looks at largely, who looks at a problem, and who is in that effort to solve the problem, he looks at a solution and then he connects the solution with the problem. Match, 100% match, 90% match, 80% match. So we shouldn't just produce because we know it. हमें सिर्फ इसलिए produce नहीं करना है क्योंकि हमें आता है. Okay, हमें इसलिए हमें वो produce करना है और इसलिए produce करना है कि दूसरी तरफ उसकी जरूरत है, उसकी डिमांड है, वो किसानों की या कंज्यूमर्स की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहा है। ओके, अभी ये देखिए पिछले 30-40 सालों के अंदर, 30-40 years, what have happened? A lot of Indian population has joined the workforce. Okay, that is towards the services sector. Agri contribution is 16-17%. There is a significant contribution of about 25-30%, 30% of the manufacturing and the industrial sector. But after that, more than 50% is the services sector, various agri-related services also, but largely non-agri services. Now, because of that, a lot of our working population is into that. They don't have time now to do this basic processing of our food products. They require ready-made products. Someone make it for them. Okay, where they do something and do. There is one more thing which is there. A lot of work, some work at the end has to be given कि जहाँ आपके पास raw material ready है, ready to keep, आपके पास ready to cook और आपके पास ready to eat product है. अगर ready to eat है, आप थोड़ा गर्म पानी मिलाइए और वो product ready हो जाता है. Now think about a large number of students, working professionals. Okay, I hope I'm audible to all of you. I hope so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to confirm. Please hold your questions. I'll try to answer all your questions towards the end. We have enough time. I'll cover it within an hour, and then we'll talk for at least half an hour, if not more. Okay, so there are huge opportunities. So that working class which has come up, वो जो working class आई है, जो कि metro cities में आई है, mega cities में आई है, tier 1 cities में आई है, that working class is running short of time. That is one. Second, the thing is they require variety of product. There is excess of information, and there is excess of products also, and there is better transportation systems which have come in. Okay, so ये सारी चीजें आ गई हैं. So now that consumer, the urban consumer, the modern consumer is asking for a lot of different products, and they want a lot of information about it. There is this information revolution that has come in last 20-25 years thanks to internet. Okay, we are well connected, and so is agriculture. So there are huge opportunities in this sector. So these days, a lot of startups which are coming up are connecting the consumers with the producers. Okay, they are acting as a conduit, they are acting as intermediaries, they are providing information related services. They are also addressing some of the input related problems using information, using technology, using data. So huge opportunity has come in this sector. Okay, and there's a requirement of young people, young minds, I would say, young minds and tech minds, who can take care of that. Good business managers, good entrepreneurial managers, good entrepreneurs. Okay, so that is required. So and the opportunities is plenty. There is support is plenty. So you have to look at this. I'll just have a few tables, and after that, I'll also talk about the opportunity in agro-tourism, which is also a very important area. Okay, so if we look at crop and horticulture based agribusiness, we have been doing crop and horticulture based agriculture for a long time, for centuries, we can easily say that. Okay, but now when we look at agribusiness, okay, from them, what is required is produce what is required in the market. जो मार्केट में जिसकी जरूरत है वो बोना है, उस तरीके से बोना है, उस टाइम पे बोना है. Okay, so moving towards high value crops. Value means who generate the cash in one sense and which is required in the market. Okay, which is considered valuable, okay, by the consumers, and they pay for it, and that pay get distributed across the channel, okay, across the supply chain, and every actor is going to get. So the farmer, when he or she is going to produce a high value crop, okay, he or she is going to get good amount of money. So it's not that only the cash crop, as we used to say earlier in our technical language, agriculture graduates, we all talk about it, is that, okay, cotton is a cash crop and oil seeds are cash crop. But beyond that, okay, there are crops, basmati rice, think about it. Opportunities are there, different kinds of other food grains, pulses, okay, huge. There is a huge requirement. We are a very big consumer of pulses. We are importing some pulses. Okay. We are a very good producer, okay, or decent producer of oil seeds and all of that. But we are a very big importer of palm oil and these kinds of oil so as to meet our oil requirements. Fat content is required because a lot of products that are coming in, some of that is being fried. Okay, so that is there. There's a requirement. There's a requirement of healthy oil. Okay, there's a requirement of essential oil. So those opportunities are there in this sector in production. So there's a requirement for some of our farmers who are capable enough to move towards that. There is a requirement of particularly financial planning, okay, managerial planning, operational, management, learning of that is required. Crop planning is required. Pest management, irrigation, which are technical skills are required. Along with that, financial planning, management, when to grow, when to harvest, how to take it to the market, which market. Okay, can I do some processing at my level? Can I hold? Can I do the storage? Okay, can I do better post harvest handling? So if that is added, the overall value of the same crop enhances. Okay, if you look at potato, हम आलू का बात करते हैं, अगर आप उस आलू को जब वो बोया जा रहा है, ओके, रबी के अंदर जब आप उसको ठंड में बो रहे हैं और उसको आप अगर आप स्टोर करके रखते हैं थ्रू आउट द ईयर, हम उसको कोल्ड स्टोरेज से अवेलेबल कराते हैं. Okay, so that is there. Now cold storage management itself gives a lot of opportunity. And let us go beyond potato and onion. 80-85% of our storage, cold storages, are for potato and onion. Just ask yourself, are they really that precious enough? Suppose we start saving, and we start using some of that storage space for some of our fruits, high-end fruits. Okay. Let's say we start growing, avocado, dragon fruit, kiwi, we start producing it, and then we start, storing it in the cold storage and then make them throughout the year. Why are apple? हमारा वाला एप्पल, कश्मीर का एप्पल तो कुछ ही महीने आता है, उसके अलावा हम लोग इंपोर्टेड एप्पल्स ले. सो दैट इज देयर, बट हम उसको प्रोटेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे. काफी काफी वेस्टेजेस है. इफ यू लुक एट फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स इन पर्टिकुलर, the numbers of wastage that happens in a year is huge. 1 lakh crore worth of vegetables and fruits are get drained. We are second largest producer of both fruits and vegetables after China. But you look at the processing level of China and our level. Our processing is at a very basic level. We couldn't process. हमारे पास ना तो वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, ना वो मशीनरी है, ना हमने उतनी हमारी कैपेसिटी डेवलप की है. We not develop that. Huge opportunities there. Someone thinking from a system perspective can really address this and have a good value creation for all the actors involved. Similarly, organic or natural farming, chemical-less farming, we are seeing the harms which the chemicals have been doing. There is biomagnification that happens in water. There is eutrophication, which you have studied. Okay, so there is this demand for organic. Huge opportunities are there in this sector. Similarly, protected cultivation, because this protected cultivation greenhouses would give you climate control, which is the biggest challenge. With climate change around, this is something that requires to be controlled. The biggest risk for agriculture is the climate risk, the nature risk. Then there is a price risk, market risk. So those challenges are there. So there are opportunities in greenhouses and protected cultivation, but here for high value, crops, for vegetable, flowers, exotic crops, if they are grown, you would have that supply. Mushrooms, huge potential. These white button mushroom, very good for heart patients. Doctor recommends that. But do we have a continuous supply? We have these packaged ones, जो कि supermarket से आते हैं. We don't really have these products available at an affordable, let's say at lower prices. They are available, but because they are in limited quantities, the supply is limited. They are at a little higher price, so not affordable because the scale is low. So वहाँ बहुत potential है. Seed production nursery के अंदर, you look at seed sector, highly competitive sector. There are thousands of seed companies in India, but there are very few who are largely towards the creation and towards the innovation in the new kinds of seeds. Just try to find out how much, seed upgradation and how much, kind of this process of coming to a higher yielding seed we are doing. We are very slow as compared to other countries. Of course, I'm not, promoting the genetical changes. I'm not talking about GM seeds and making changes in seed or in foods. What I'm talking about is the basic level, the standard level of the selection, natural selection, and then have the high yielding things. For just look at that, how many kinds of these changes have come in food grains and all of that. How many varieties have come in last 40, 50, 30, 40 years? Less. It is that rate is not increasing rapidly, but our demand is surely increasing. Consumer, look at that. Now, what is overall required is looking at it from a long-term perspective, not short-term. We have to go for strategic planning, marketing. तो हमको इसको काफी बड़े लेवल पे और दूरदर्शिता के साथ देखने की जरूरत है. इसको एज अ चेन की देखने की जरूरत, सप्लाई चेन देखने की जरूरत है. और इनफैक्ट हमको इसको वैल्यू चेन की तरह देखने की जरूरत है. हम कुछ एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं, वो कितना वैल्यू जनरेट कर रही है, उससे उसकी वैल्यू कितनी बढ़ जाती है. आप एक सिंपल सा चीज सोचिए, अगर आप एक सब्जी खरीद के ला रहे हैं, वो ऐसे ही नीचे पड़ी हुई है, आप उसको लेके आ रहे हैं, आप उसका ज्यादा प्राइस देना नहीं चाहेंगे. लेकिन वही अगर नीट एंड क्लीन है, बड़ा छोटा एक तरफ आपने उसको ग्रेड किया हुआ है, उसको आपने अच्छे से एक प्राइमरी पैकेजिंग करके दी हुई, उसका प्राइस आप डबल ले सकते, 30% ज्यादा ले सकते, 20% ज्यादा ले सकते. वैल्यू एडिशन हुआ. सो थोड़ा सा अगर एफर्ट वैल्यू एडिशन पे डाला गया, उसका प्राइस बढ़ता है. ओके, सो दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. व्हाट कंज्यूमर्स आर लुकिंग एट, द मॉडर्न कंज्यूमर्स. काफी ज्यादा गांव से शहर की तरफ मूवमेंट हो रहा है, लेकिन मॉडर्नाइजेशन भी आ रहा है. फोन हर तरफ पहुंचे हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी पहुंची है, कंज्यूमरिज्म पहुंचा है. तो उतनी ही रिक्वायरमेंट है हाई क्वालिटी प्रोड्यूस की और वैरायटी की. ओके, वेरिएशंस काफी चाहिए, काफी वैरायटी में चीजें चाहिए. सो ह्यूज रिक्वायरमेंट है. प्रोडक्शन बेस्ड एग्रीकल्चर में ही इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. एवोकाडो एंड ऑल दीज फ्रूट्स, दे आर हाईली न्यूट्रिशियस हेल्दी प्रोडक्ट्स. एज अ रिक्वायरमेंट, वैरायटी ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स है. हम बात करते हैं बैलेंस डाइट में. जस्ट लुक एट, डू वी हैव बैलेंस डाइट्स? टू हैव बैलेंस डाइट, is that budget also meeting that balanced diet? There are questions which have to be answered by the people like you, young minds, entrepreneurial leaders, managers, the people who are going to lead this sector in years to come. So the huge opportunities in this sector. Similarly, as I've already mentioned, huge opportunities in agri processing sector, value addition, ready to eat, ready to cook products. You look at the kind of products that have come in supermarket, but you look at very few in number. Still, that prices are on a higher side. Some of them may not be affordable. If they are affordable, are they really healthy? So health with affordability is something that combination requires a lot of human mind intervention, a lot of intellectual capital. Okay, मानव दिमाग की जरूरत है, स्मार्ट लोगों की जरूरत है, समझदार लोगों की जरूरत है जो उसको कंबाइन कर सके, जो कि रेगुलेटरी कंप्लायंस के साथ, मार्केटिंग के साथ में प्रोजेक्ट प्लानिंग करें और प्रोसेसिंग करें. सो वी रिक्वायर अ लॉट ऑफ मास्टर्स ऑफ ऑल दिस. वी रिक्वायर अ लॉट ऑफ मैनेजर्स. We require engineers, we require food tech people, but we also require a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of entrepreneurial managers who see it from a business perspective. Okay, so that is required. That is a big number that is required. Oil extraction, cold pressed oil. Look at opportunity in that. Okay, when generally to process the oil, okay, there is this processing that happens. Okay, so the heat gets generated. Okay, and because of that, proteins get denatured. Must have read. So oils and they have these proteins etc. inside them. So all that those get denatured. वो thick हो जाते हैं, वो denature हो जाते हैं, तो वो आपको जो फायदा देने चाहिए वो देते ही नहीं है, क्योंकि वो प्रोटीन अपना अपना जो असर है वो लूज कर देते. So what is required? There is a big, opportunity in cold pressed oils. Similarly, cold chain and storage. If you can handle that, as I've said, a lot of exotic fruits and vegetables you can look at. Milk is something where they have figured out. वहां उन्होंने इसको sort out कर लिया है milk के अंदर. Thanks to the Anand pattern of cooperatives, Amul, NDDB, various state level cooperatives and their brands. That milk is something where we have figured out. Okay, but what about fruits, vegetables, meat, a lot of other such items which are perishable? We have not sorted it. Still, there is a lot of wastage of that, particularly fruits and vegetables. आप शाम को मंडी चले जाइए, आप सुबह जाइए, शाम को चले जाइए, शाम को प्राइस कम हो जाएगा अगर खुली है तो, और बाकी ढेर सारे ढेर लगे होंगे. No, Can we process it? Do we have the capacity? Opportunities are there. There are ones who have looked at it, some of that. There is this startup, Ninja Card. You must have heard about it. They have created, perishable products के लिए, fruits, vegetables के लिए, at various levels. They have created these cold chain storage and they are running a venture. That is there. Similarly, there are opportunities in waste to value products. Some of the things we throw away. Okay. But a lot of that can be useful. Waste to value you can create. Okay. So that you don't really add harmful material to the earth, which it can degrade but may take time. A lot of waste can be useful. Agriculture waste is also there. The crop straw, etc. There are multiple uses. Of course, the farms can be burned, but is that the right way to do? That's creating another problem, a big problem, in fact. That's adding to global farming. That's adding to the fog over the city, accidents and all of that. Can we dump that in? That question is there. Do we have chemicals? So that's there. Some of that can be turned into feed. If you have a biodigester, etc., you can turn that crop into something useful. Okay, even farmyard manure, even manure, different kinds of manure. So there are possibilities, but there is a requirement of technical people taking it up, experiment with it, then see and take these products to the consumers and get feedback. If it is really good, it would be taken in the market. If that is the solution is working, scale it up. उसको बड़ा करने की जरूरत है. अगर वो solution चल रहा है consumers की problem का, उसको बड़ा करने की जरूरत. अगर वो सोल्यूशन है, आप जानते हैं, टेक्निकली प्रूवन है, उसको लोगों को एजुकेट करने की जरूरत है. दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. यू लुक एट यूरेका फॉर्ब्स, नॉन एग्री कंपनी. 80s के अंदर उसके इतने एडवर्टीजमेंट आते थे, उसमें वो डेमो दिखाने आते थे. दैट कंपनी यूज्ड टू फाइंड वैक्यूम क्लीनर. एट दैट टाइम वर्किंग क्लास वाज लेस. अभी आप देखिए, नाउ these there is hardly any advertisement of यूरेका फॉर्ब्स. तो उनको पता है कि अब उतना वर्किंग क्लास आ गया है कि आप अपना एफर्ट अब उस लेवल की मास मार्केटिंग करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. आप अपना उसके अंदर अपना बेसिकली आप डिजिटल मार्केटिंग करिए और आप इसके अंदर बेहतर से बेहतर वैक्यूम क्लीनर्स बनाइए जो कि एक छोटे छोटे कोने के अंदर से वो चीज निकाल दे और दूसरी कोई और प्रॉब्लम्स न करे. बेटर जिसमें कम एनर्जी कंजम्पशन हो. दैट इज समथिंग दैट वी शुड लुक एट. That is something, there are opportunities. Now, one of the things which technology is there has come in कि large number हम जब हमारा AI और बात कर रहे हैं, it runs on electricity. हम जो power produce कर रहे हैं वो fossil fuel से आ रहा है. So we all are promoting information technology, but we are generating a lot of e-waste and there is a lot of consumption of our natural resources in the process. So we have to look at that. Huge opportunities are there. Okay. So there is this. These days we talk about courses on the environment and the resource economics. So all those have come in. So we have to look at those new things, new subjects, and looking at things like that. Okay. Similarly, if you look at plantations, spices and condiments, there are huge possibilities in that. So the spices and condiments is not still like it's a powdered form and you mix. These days, oil can be extracted out of spices. You can create a variety of products from these spices and do that. There are oleoresins that can be drawn from spices. So huge possibility. Branding of that. Can we just have these 4, 5, 6 brands in these spices? No, there is a possibility of large variety of things. Economics talk about science, of choices. You give people choice. Economics has two sides. One is scarcity, के अभाव है. Okay, तो आप अपना बेस्ट प्रोड्यूस करिए, एफिशिएंट प्रोड्यूस करिए. उसका दूसरा साइड भी है. Give consumer choices. Economics is science of choices. Marketing is a science of making those choices available to the consumer, known to the consumer, and then make it available to the consumer. So that is required. We require entrepreneurs. We require entrepreneurial managers. We require professionals who can take this process, who can look at as a system. वो एक छोटा हिस्से में कंट्रीब्यूट ना करे, छोटा लेवर ना बने, वो एक ऐसा बड़ा यूनिट बने जिसमें छोटे छोटे लेवर्स को वो जोड़ सके एम्प्लॉइज करके, and then they solve this problem completely and holistically. And with technology and the market orientation that has been coming in, the kind of support that is available from various institutions, government, etc., this is possible. What I'm saying is not impossible, and the process can be fastened. इसको तेज किया जा सकता है प्रोसेस को. But what is required is that again, the ultimate, it's the human behind the machine. That is very important. Okay. It is the human behind the machine. It's the human behind the Herculean machine. Okay. Or the human behind the Hulk that is there, big machines that are. That is required. Dairy processing, you look at opportunities that are there. Poultry and egg production, we have to look at that. There is this company KFC, Cattle Lift Chicken. They have produced so many varieties of that chicken and they found that processed. Otherwise, people would say, okay, it's meat, it eggs and all, they stop. Fishery also will stop. Okay. But there is a requirement. There is always a requirement. There is this company Licious which has come in meat. Okay. So that is there. Aquaculture, shrimps, you look at. Now, one of the very, important aspect in shrimp, see, there is wild, catch and there is also inland, okay, in shrimps. There was a case I was kind of reading. Okay. So shrimp farming, particularly in Northeast, particularly in the East Asian countries, it happens, and also in India. So there are these wild shrimps and there is this inland. So one thing that you will find कि आप जितना shrimp अभी हो क्या रहा है, आप वो टेक्नोलॉजीज लेके आ रहे हैं जिससे आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा श्रिम्प को कैच कर सके वाइल्ड से, और इनलैंड में भी ज्यादा से ज्यादा आप कैच कर सके जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं छोटे से छोटे. बट दैट इज नॉट द राइट वे. द राइट वे इज नॉट द बेटर इक्विपमेंट्स टू गेट द मैक्सिमम ऑफ द श्रिम्प. द बेटर इज जो आपका रीजनरेटिव स्टॉक है, क्योंकि आपको नई श्रिम्प भी तो प्रोड्यूस होंगी, वो आपको नहीं पकड़नी, आपको बड़ी पकड़नी. सो यू रिक्वायर बेटर इक्विपमेंट इन दैट सेंस. नहीं वो जो क्वांटिटी पकड़ रहा है, क्वांटिटी लेके आ रहा है, वो नहीं. आपको चाहिए वो जो कि सस्टेनेबली उसको रन कर सके. दैट इज व्हाट यू नीड. सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्शन of shrimp. The same is with the agriculture. So that is that. You must have heard the story of a hen that laid golden eggs. Okay. So golden eggs के लिए थोड़ा एक ही egg मिलेगा. So that is something that agriculture is requiring. We cannot have intensive and exploitative agriculture. We require regenerative agriculture. Huge possibilities there. Apiculture जो bee वाला है, अब देखिए we stop dead के bee बना ले. अभी honey can be blended with large number of these products. Okay, blend करके आप honey के form बना सकते हैं. You can promote honey. That's good for health. That's a better supplement than or better sweetener than the sugar, sucrose जो वगैरह जो use कर रहे हैं हम, उसमें कितना possibilities है. And then meat and all that. So there are opportunities. Then comes the agri-tech, the sector which is seeing a lot of technology being involved and a lot of people getting engaged in, and talk of the town and need of the hour. So that is there. Precision agriculture, decision. One of the things which has been happening, एक चीज जो हो रही है अभी sector में, one of the thing is that the labor is becoming costlier and costlier. There could be reasons, schemes, etc. But one of the reason is a lot of agriculture is also expanding. Okay. And human labor is moving toward other sectors because contribution भी तो 16% ही है ना. And then the revenues and revenues and this money is coming from services and other sectors. So there is a movement from that. So in the production-based agriculture, machineries these days are required, okay, to have higher yields, better control, okay, better management. So what is required is data analysis, decision making, investment, thinking like an entrepreneur. A farmer is not just a producer. Farmer is also an entrepreneur. Okay. And when you are really an entrepreneur, when you are a businessman, you have to look at it in a totality. You have to look at it from a broader perspective and holistic perspective. That is required. You have to look at, you have to control this, your produce from your hand to your consumer's hand. At least have information. Find out where the right price is available. Can I do some processing at my level? Can I store it? So that those questions should be asked. And there are these people coming from IT and all these areas. They can help you. They can help you. They can help the sector. They can bring in the enterprise resource planning. Okay. You have to have a system. You require the factor of productions. Now, these factor of production, for example, one capital, okay, one labor, and that would make a one unit. Now, if you have two labor, what would you do with it? You would require another capital, another technology, then you can do. So have that economical unit. So when you have that, how much is required, you know? मेरे पास इतना इतना ये है, इतना इतना ये, क्या मैक्सिमम बन सकता है? आप उसके लिए डाटा का यूज कर सकते हैं. ओके, आप ऑप्टिमाइजेशन टूल्स जो अवेलेबल हैं, that you can use. Project management tool, it's a very old subject, 30, 40, 50 years old subject, 50 years or even more. That can be used. Now we have technology available, we have softwares available that you can easily use. Okay, so that is there are possibilities. And now you don't need physical market, and you don't need too much of physical marketing. You can do digital marketing. आप अपने एक छोटे से क्यूबिकल में बैठ के भी अपना प्रोडक्ट को मार्केट कर सकते हैं, उसकी डिलीवरी करवा सकते हैं. You don't need big offices, you don't need at least physical, you can do it from your home. So digital marketing is available there. Agri e-commerce opportunities are there. Fintech, huge opportunities. Think about rural sector. Fintech is, you know, kind of revolutionary for our sector. Okay, in rural areas, fintech can be very useful. Think about it. पहले वो कैश पैसा लेने के लिए शहर जा रहे थे, अभी एटीएम भी आया तो डरते हैं करते हैं. अभी उनके फोन से वो इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, फोन चलाना सीख लिया है, तो सोचना कि वो डिजिटली उतने लिटरेट नहीं है, दैट इज थिंक ऑफ द पास्ट. बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप करने के बाद डिजिटली लिटरेट किए जा सकते हैं. और फाइनेंस उसके थ्रू, फोन के थ्रू तो किया ही. अगर फोन पहुंच गया, स्मार्टफोन पहुंच गए, तो आप फाइनेंसेस भी पहुंचा सकते हैं. आप रूरल फाइनेंस को डेवलप कर सकते हैं. और दोज आर आल्सो द अपॉर्चुनिटी. कई सारी कॉस्ट फाइनेंस पे उन पे जा रही है, लेकिन कई बिजनेस मॉडल्स निकल के आए हैं. वो मॉडल्स, बिजनेस मॉडल जो हम एक बात करते हैं, एग्रीगेशन मॉडल यूज करके आप उसका कॉस्ट काफी कम कर सकते हो रूरल फाइनेंसिंग का. वन ऑफ द चैलेंज इन रूरल फाइनेंसिंग इज, या रूरल क्रेडिट आप कह लीजिए इन पर्टिकुलर, इसके द पर्सन कैन गो अवे, वो कहीं चला जाएगा, इसलिए हम लोन नहीं देते. दैट पर्सन इज अनबैंकेबल. माइक्रो फाइनेंस ने उसको चैलेंज किया कि देयर कैन बी दिस ग्रुप. सो ग्रुप तो गायब नहीं हो जाएगा पूरा, और उसमें पीयर प्रेशर रहेगा. नाउ टेक्नोलॉजी इज देयर, आप उसको ट्रैक कर सकते हैं फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शंस को. कोई अगर कुछ पैसा साइफन ऑफ कर रहा है, यू कैन इजीली सी, राइट? नाउ टेक्नोलॉजी इज अवेलेबल. सो there is a way, and we can further enhance our technologies and fintech and can reach large number of people. But what we need, people having the understanding of risk management, financial management. Okay, and that too in those niche areas. Mota mota nahi, chota chota bhi. That is something we want. Similarly, supply chain optimization, huge possibilities are there. Okay, उसमें operation management, PERT, CPM, ये methods होते हैं. We can talk about it. All those things are there. So उसमें काफी काफी possibilities है सेक्टर के अंदर. बट वो स्किल सेट्स जो है वो डेवलप करने की जरूरत. टेक्निकल एंड मैनेजरियल, ये दोनों एस्पेक्ट चाहिए. एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड आप अपॉर्चुनिटी, जस्ट लुक एट द एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड अपॉर्चुनिटी. ऑर्गेनिक एंड जीआई टैग एक्सपोर्ट, एग्री कमोडिटी ट्रेडिंग, एथनिक जो कि उस रीजन के लिए फेमस है, वो चीज है. Okay, Araku coffee is there from Andhra Pradesh. That's a non-traditional area that is famous. Just like your champagne, वो GI tagged है, उस area की geography किससे वो related है. Okay, so that is there. There are possibilities. Okay, so if you have questions, you can hold your questions. You can write in the chat box. I'll surely try to answer. At the moment, I am just giving you the bouquet of opportunities that are there in the sector and the skill set that are required. I'm just trying to help you identify some of the skill set which are required and the opportunities. Okay, I'll also talk about how you can tap that, but these are the skill set where you need to add. Okay, similarly, farmer producer organization, farmer producer companies, opportunities. Agri consultancy opportunities are there. Business development services, client and client management, and all these skills are required. Okay, that is required. Okay, there's no, and then health and all of that post-COVID little more. Otherwise, this sector was always growing, but post-COVID, there is this huge jump in this sector. Health, organic products, specialty food products, functional foods, okay, millet-based snacks and all of that. that we have left millets, जो हम लोग काफी खाते थे, हमारे forefathers खाते थे, we have left. Now we are coming back. We are finding the benefits of those grains, etc. Now one of the challenge here is that वो काफी कम level पे बनते हैं, तो prices थोड़े ज़्यादा हैं. They have to be produced at an industrial scale. Okay, and then taste has to be added, that health, because the new generation is running short of time. They need taste. Now you have to find that combination of health and taste. Okay, so that is something where there are opportunities. There's a requirement of people who have to make some of the products already produced in labs. Okay, there are these, but they need to be taken to the markets, to the consumers. Okay, and particularly if it is taken by the people who are from the agriculture, that's the better connect. That's why there are a lot of opportunities in agri management sector, agri business sector, food sector, export sector. Huge opportunities. There are various export-based organizations that are there, state level, national level. Then also then in packaging, sustainable packaging, vacuum-based packaging. Okay, so those are there, So there are huge possibilities in that. How to have a packaging unit. Okay, that is the certifications. Because when we talk about organic, it's not that you say organic and people would consider it. You have to have certification for that organic. So that consultancy in that and being a certificate, certificating agency is very important. All right. And then next it, the export facilitation, then waste to value processing. So there are possibilities. There are huge possibilities. Export facilitation, you have your small startup working in that. You provide export facilitation, various compliances, various standards of different countries that you have to meet, various demands that are coming up, possibilities. So there are possibilities. Someone connecting, some exposure visits on how to produce, then how to package, and then how to export. Okay, what value addition can happen. Okay, what kinds of information have to be provided, which way, marketing. So all this, these are the skills. There are various possibilities that are there. Now I'll come to the second topic. Okay, and I'll still talk about a lot of some other things also. So agro-tourism, if you look at, I trust a lot of you know about it, but there is a lot of opportunities in this, and this is a service-based business. Think about it. What you are offering through this, you are offering basically an experience. Now, when a lot of that working population, I have said modern or urban population has come in, they also want to be close to nature. Maybe as an experience, not full time, but they want. Then the students, the college students, the school students, they also want to know if they are eating a guava, how is that produced? If they are eating peas, how are those produced? The millets, how are those produced? They also want to produce, is they also want to experience. सबको होता है. Urban people, rural people, urban, this country to that country to this country, so that is there. Okay, we are human beings, we are social beings, we are social animals. Okay, so that is required. We also want to have the experience of all kinds of the agro-economic, regions, ठंडा, गरम, बर्फ, बारिश, सब देखने का इच्छा होता है. So there is a possibility. अभी जो टूरिज्म होता है वो अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड है. कार वाला, टैक्सी वाला या थोड़े से ऑर्गेनाइज कर दिए, उस तरह से चलता है. लेकिन वो पूरा एक्सपीरियंस, देयर इज सम हिकअप्स हियर एंड देयर एंड दैट ruins the whole. वो पूरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है उसको ruin कर दे. Now you have to look it as a system. What is the purpose, यहाँ से चक्कर काट के वो कवर कर लिया, वो नहीं, उसको एक्सपीरियंस करना. People want to live in rural areas. They want to feel. There are students in foreign universities who wanted to come and experience how poor people live. Okay, how do they work with the cow and all of that? How do they produce? They want to experience it as a learning. There is always a learning available in different economies and different areas. There are possibilities. Rural stays and all of that. So agro-tourism is something like that. Okay, so that is there. This is Maharashtra ek bana hai, but there are possibilities on the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Huge possibilities, plantation sector. Huge possibilities of agro-tourism. how the spice that we consume, chili, is being produced, how the clove, जो खाते हैं वो, how the black pepper is produced, how coffee is produced, how tea is produced. Can we contribute it? Can we take our students there, have a learning in the nature, along with the nature? There are possibilities that can be looked at. Okay, so agro-tourism has an opportunity. There could be cow-based tourism. Okay, so I have some of these reports ready because I was part of one of the project where we have to look at opportunities for cow-based tourism that I was directly involved. I was the principal investigator for that work. It was largely about what we can generate out of cow. So it's urine, it's cow dung, tourism-based opportunities. Okay, so there are these possibilities that you can look at, cow-based tourism. Then rural tourism, a number of opportunities. Plantation-based, there are possibilities. So it shouldn't stop at and some unskilled people or skilled in one type. Okay, how is a black pepper produced? You may be better able to tell than a tourist guide. He would have learned few things cram, but you have done it yourself. You could do this, and when you do it at a venture, you can do it at a much higher level. Someone digitally better placed, okay, knowledge-wise better placed, financially better placed, okay, and institutionally better placed. You can really have a better picture. You know what is required by a consumer. Okay. So there are these, money is one factor and value is second. You need to connect the two. Okay, when you enhances the value, overall the money that would flow in that chain is something bigger. It's the game of value. We are not in a this something thing which is about product. We are into something. We are into value creation. The finding of the value happens, and then there is delivery of the value. Okay, and then that value is capturing customer value, and then backward money comes. And whosoever is creating more value gets the biggest share of customer money. So there are possibilities in this sector, agro-tourism. There are a lot of possibilities. Okay. And there are ways in which you can really make the most of agro-tourism. It could be in direct marketing. There are spots. I have told you Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats, so many forests that are there, possibilities. Okay. There are, some are conserved and all those areas, you leave that. Still, there are a number of opportunities. Okay. Responsible tourism is something that you can do. There are opportunities in virtual tourism also. Virtual. So one thing where there's opportunities in agro-tourism is direct marketing. Okay. Marketing of that product, digital marketing in particular. Because now we have moved to digital marketing. Possibilities. Hospitality and farm stays. Okay. Huge opportunities. Now people are earning, they need peace, calm. Okay. There are possibilities. From these to those, cubicles to the gardens, the corners of the gardens, okay, under the shade of, tree shade. So there are possibilities. Okay, look at these pictures, foreigners, bullock cart and all of that. It's an experience. See, we all go for experience. Okay, it's about experiencing, and that is required, recreation activities, games, rural games, farm tours, events, festivals, interactive learning, okay, demos and showcases. There are opportunities in this. A lot of these can be created at our end. And it's not that one has to do everything. You can have partners. You have people who are good in gamification games. That can be done. Animation, that can be done. Posters and all of that, that is there. Someone good in this transportation, arranging stays and all of that. You create a lot of opportunities. So there is huge opportunities in this sector that can really be explored and can be taken forward. Okay. There's a lot of, but what is important is responsible tourism. Okay. And we have a lot of schools, we have a lot of colleges. Okay. And there is a possibility. You cannot bring everything to the school, but you can take the school student to everything. That is a possibility. So that thinking is required. Okay. That is a possibility. There are international schools. They want to give the learning not through the only through the books and all of that, through the environment and the activities, daily activities. Okay, so that is there. One way is to have a swimming pool in your school so that students can learn, but they also need to learn swimming in a pond, because in real life that swimming would help only when they're in a different situation. So they need to practice it there. That's for joke also, but that is there, So there are possibilities, vacations and all of that. So there are possibilities, huge possibilities. And these are some of the places, that I picked up from internet only. Look at these places. Okay, Maharashtra, a few places, Tamil Nadu. I've said Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, particularly plantation, there are possibilities, how things are being grown. Okay. So that is there. Lot of possibilities. Looking at it from the nature's perspective and agriculture perspective, not the way you have to consume, not from a consumer perspective, but from a traveler's perspective. That हमको भोगना नहीं है, हमको उसका आनंद लेना, हमको experience करना. So it has to be that perspective. So अभी जो है tourism, that is from a consumer. मैं यहाँ चला गया, टिक कर दिया, यहाँ का मैंने ये खा ली. That is consumerism. ट्रेवलर, मैंने ये भी देखा, मैंने वो भी देखा, मैंने ऊंचाइयां भी देखी, मैंने घाटियां भी देखी, मैंने ये पेड़ भी देखा, मैंने वो पेड़ भी देखा. दैट इज एक्सपीरियंस, दैट इज अ ट्रेवलर्स स्टफ, नॉट कंज्यूमर. मैंने यहाँ भी खाया, वहां खाया, is consumerism. So that is something, and you have to get people out from the hotels, those hotels, रात के लिए ठीक है, but बाकी तो experience करके, life is about experience. So that is there. And there are huge opportunities. Now I'll take a few more minutes and I'll share about what we are into. I've shared some opportunities we are trying in that sector. We have built our institution. We are contributing to it largely around that what I've shared. We have four, as sir has already mentioned, we have four broad areas. Our institution is working in that. So one is the academics. We groom the students, the graduates, to become the entrepreneurial managers, become entrepreneurs. Okay, we have specialized courses there. I'll talk more about it soon. We have 3 specialized courses, to be very precise. One is in the postgraduate diploma in management, agribusiness and plantation management. The second one is in PGDM, postgraduate diploma in management, food processing business. And third one is postgraduate diploma in management, agri export business management. So that these 3 areas are there. So that's where we are grooming young minds, young people, okay, and giving them some experience. The way we have said, experiencing. We have different pedagogies, case-based methods, and I'll come to that. I have a slide on. Similarly, we also contribute to the training of the people who are in agribusiness sector, who are in food processing sector, who are into plantations, who are into the management domain, technology domain. So we groom them, we enhance their skill, we upskill them. Similarly, we do research in the domains that I have mentioned, the agri domain, the processing domain, plantation in particular, we specialize in that. Similarly, we provide consultancy, whatever we research, whatever we learn, the feedback that we get from training and all of that, we use that. We work on research project, we bring those things for the companies, we offer that consultancy. We bring all those to classes also. There is this connection. Similarly, we have 2 centers, one in Jorat, Assam, because that is a different, kind of agroclimatic zone and different, kind of environment, etc. So we have a center there. Similarly, we have a center in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. So there again, we are doing outreach activities. We are working towards training. We are doing research projects. We work with the government. Okay, so we do a lot of that work. I am, myself involved with export body in Karnataka, government body. So we have created an agri export cell there, and we have a staff, and these staff is promoting the agri export. Farmers, their visits, they take care, they train them, they create manuals, processes, promotion of export. They are contributing in that. So those are the things that we do. We do a lot of We work for the commodity boards. Okay, we work for the spice board. We work with them actually. We create the research, we do consultancy training, etc. for these boards. Okay, we also learn from them. They also get some inputs and reports and research and this intellectual uh, stuff from us. So we work with spice board, we work with coffee board, we work with tea board. Okay, we work with rubber board, then various other boards, but these four big boards, we work with, and we create the knowledge, we make our contributions. So that is there that we look at. These are the three programs that I mentioned. One of our flagship program is about 26th batch, 25 batch have cleared, they have passed. They are contributing to the agribusiness sector, plantation sector. Okay, so they have presence in India, various states of India, outside India, various countries, they are there. Similarly, 10th batch of food processing business management. Okay, there are possibilities in this sector, and we felt that there is a need to have a specialized program there. So 10 batch is there. Similarly, we have a program on agri export business management, 7th batch. So we have about 2000 plus alumni in these various domains so that they are working. Okay, so that is there, and we believe in having intensive institute industry interaction. We believe that is extremely important. Okay, Bangalore is a place which is the hub of startups, startup capital of India. So we are based, fortunately, we are based here. And our core mission is to develop professional managers with unique combination of academic rigor and deep industry exposure. So that is something we look at. We wanted to leave a legacy, being a national leader in agribusiness and plantation management. We are trying our best and trying to contribute whatever we can. So we are trying our best in that. There are, as I mentioned, there are huge opportunities, and we are trying to work in those, trying to do research about around these opportunities, trying to groom these students, the participants in these, who can take up these opportunities. I, in particular, belong to Agri Entrepreneurship Strategy and General Management area. So that is, that's where I am contributing my little bit. But that's where, I am also, engineer, 2006 I pass out. So I am adding that, agri-tech. So that is the area there. I'm doing, little bit in terms of research, etc. I'm trying to connect. And then my management MBA in 2008. And after that, I have been teaching and done my PhD, and along with that, teaching and research and all of that. So I'm trying to do my little bit. Similarly, our institution, we have a lot of faculties who are working in this area, in this domain. And we are trying to contribute to these sectors. We are having a lot of collaborations, both national and international collaborations, so that we are well connected and really producing something which is important. This is for the placement snapshot. So more than 90% placement for all the three batches. That is something that we have. And it's a very simple thing that you, when you have more and more alumni, you have these hands, they put forward their hand, and then you join them. So that is something. So for IIPM, this number is only increased. So that is there. That is something, and also some entrepreneurs have been created. And we think that the era which is coming is that we require a lot of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial managers. It's not just having, starting an enterprise. Entrepreneurship is not about that. Entrepreneurship is a behavior. You have to behave like an entrepreneur in your organization. You cannot ask him, please tell me this, please tell me that. Okay, you need guidance. After that, you need to see that you are creating value. You are creating value for all around you. You work in a team. You generate best output that is available with whatever input that are there, generate maximum output. So that is something that we focus on. Our students also, we groom them this way. And that is something, we should do. This is where our student join. So this is a list, different sectors. You could see for yourself the sectors in which our students have gone in. Okay, so you would see a lot of retail companies, a lot of plantation companies, agri input companies, agri tech companies, food processing companies, agri export related companies, banking and finance, all of that. So that is something, 500 plus industry partners for us. Fortunately, we could have connect with those units and have our students, go there. So we are very thankful to the various organizations who have helped us, and also these students who have really, enabled us and, allow us to group them for that. So that is there. These are just few snapshots I'll pass through. Some of those. Just look at this person, different sectors. These are all recent. I've not picked up the old ones, quite recent ones only, very last 3, 4 years, 5 years. So that is there. These are some of our alumni. So this number is actually a little more than 2125. It would be 23 something. Okay, this slide is slightly older, a year old. So that is there. Okay, so this student is 2018 pass out. He's product manager. Similarly, if you look at FEBM, this student I have taught, FEBM 2000, Abhishek Kadam. Okay, so that is there. He's working with Country Delight. Now this unit has come in. Okay, so that's working. Similarly, you look at Adish Gupta, last year student only. I also taught him because I was here. So that is there, So these are the students, different sectors, as you can see, Very smart people, bright people. You learn from them. They learn from you. So that is there. That is another student. Big basket. These companies which are coming in retail and all of that, huge. Now, this is the broad, pedagogy that we use. We have lectures, but less. We have more of case analysis, thematic group discussion, live projects, field visit, winter project, summer internship, guest lectures. We also use games. I use a lot of games. Using games for learning, using role plays, activities. So we do all these things. And that's very important because only lectures you can deliver a knowledge. But when you want people to experience, you want skills. Skills only come when you do. So that's why management is basically a skill. Knowledge plus a skill plus attitude. That person has to be ready. So that is something that we look at. Okay. This is about the kind of industry connect, 100% placement. So overall, we try to ensure, we try to prepare. Okay. Strong industry connect. These are some of the industries in food processing that we have. Similarly, these are our current students, who are into our second year. At 5:15, I had an, kind of interaction. After that, I've joined at 6 o'clock here. So I just had interaction with these people only. All of them, in fact, Sanskriti and all these Mallikarjun, all these people are there. All right, so that's there. Also, internship, which is after first year. So that is there. So 100% internship, 100%, close to 100% placement. These are our students. These only I taught a few minutes back, an hour back, 6:50. Is it 5:50 that I taught? So that is there. This, look at this. So they actually go for about 3 months, 12 weeks. They go to the sector after first year. So if I can just share about the structure of the program, our program starts with the orientation. Okay. So we have this orientation session, preparatory program session. So we have this induction module in the beginning, which is about 3 weeks. So that is where all the people coming from different, some come from engineering background, some come from largely from BSc agriculture background, some some from BSc horticulture. So we try to bring them, and for 3 weeks we also help them get acquainted to the case method, also acquainted to the routines. What happens is that we don't have a lecture method, and the sessions, it's not that one side of the day. It's from the morning to afternoon, and then there are also various assignments, group activities, and all of that. So for that, we help students and kind of get acclimatized in that first 3 weeks. Then they have basic management courses, few courses on agribusiness management, food management, and these are introduced. After that, after 2 trimesters, at the end of each trimester is around 12 weeks, 13 weeks. So after that, for each trimester, there is a midterm exam after 6 weeks or so. Then after 12 weeks, there is this end-term examination, that is that trimester examination. So that is there. Then second trimester. After, at the end of second trimester, we have the winter project. We send our students to get the field exposure. This year, we have connected them with startups. The 180 students we have, we connected them with 180 startups. In fact, in some so overall 115 or 125 startups we have connected them with. And they have picked up the real problem. And then whatever they have learned in first 2 trimesters, they have tried to apply it and analyze it, and then they offer it. So it's a two-way learning. For that organization, they get a fresh perspective. Okay, and for students, they get what is in the market. So that winter project, that's this winter project was followed by the industry trip of about 2 weeks, where they've gone to plantation, they have gone to various food processing units, and all of that. So that is there. After first year, 3 trimester, the students go for 12 weeks of summer internship, where they work with the company just like an employee. They make presentation there. They were given objective. It's not that they just go and spend time there. They go and work on the thing. One guide is assigned from the institution, and so they work there under the overall guidance of that organization and the institute guide. There they submit that work, and they have to have an objective, 3 or 4 objective in general. They work on that. They make presentation there. They come here. They make report. They make presentation here, 2 rounds. There is midterm review in that, and then that is very important. And now after that, there is this class-based learning, all of that. At the end of close to 5th trimester, basically, the placement companies start coming, and that's their various exposure trips, various experiences, various learnings in class and off the class is being tested. They are asked questions largely about internship, because that's their first big time as kind of association with the industry. So there are questions about the sector. They also get various specializations. So that specializations, they were asked questions, various psychological activities. So there is that whole process which happens. Okay, and then they get placed. The process continues. Okay, they complete their course in March. Then they join the organizations. They'll do various specialized courses in between, various value-added courses. So all this is something which we try to groom. And then now when you are going through all this, see, you are adding to a polish to jam, so that jam is going to shine. That is something there. But there is a lot of hard work at all ends. That is something that is there. And these are our international collaboration. It's very important exposure. Fortunately, I am taking care of this. For me, that's a privilege that is there. Very recently, September, we had this new association with the University of Mauritius. So that is there, and we have all other associations. All are very important. We have this the student exchange program, and that is there. So there are a lot of opportunities which are possible. These are some of the facilities. Sir mentioned about the spice processing lab and all of that. So this is one of the lab. Our spice processing lab is there. Similarly, there is a fruit processing lab, tea testing lab is there. These are various halls, classrooms that are there with all modern and that is from the one visit benchmark tea factory to tea that which is there. And these are various events, as I've said, it's the holistic development that happens. So a variety of extracurricular events that happen. So it is there, Holi, and we have our annual fest, Nirva, a few days back, only 27, 28, we had Nirva, and we celebrate all the national festivals. And we believe that sports, and so we had this sports meet in November, and so that's a lot. We celebrate all festivals, all national festivals, all state festivals also, and we also celebrate the various successes and various achievements. Okay, and so that's there, and these are some. This link, if you use, you can have a visit to our infrastructure and all of that. Campus Life also, we are available on YouTube. If you type IIPM Bangalore Campus Life, you will get the video. I'll also share the link. So this is our admission notification, where if you feel like want to explore more, you should actually look at this prospect, becoming a manager, entrepreneurial manager, and entrepreneur. You can work with us, you can learn with us. There are grooming opportunities. I think that's there. So some number for you, some details. I'll share these details with you. But largely our focus is on the academic rigor, the industry exposure, creating leaders. So we have connection with the recognized leaders, and we have commitment to this. This is our our extensive and very comprehensive assessment process. So class 10th marks, 12th marks, we want to have as I've said, we require gem which can be polished. So that is what we look at, using marks and diversity. Believe diversity is, extremely important. People from different contexts, both genders, different degrees. That is there, and then group discussion, personal interviews. We have our test, our own test. Similarly, one of the things to come here is that you have to clear one national level test, national level eligibility test. So MAT is something which is now approaching. CAT is gone in November, I believe. Okay, and CMET is also something which is already gone in. But now MAT is a test that you can take and join us. So that is something that is there. All right, so this is slightly old now. It is mid-May, that is their updated date is mid-May. Mid-May 2026, you can take that up. All right, so these are some of the packages of our students, and last date to apply still is March there, so you can apply and take the test in May. So we have about 90 seats in agribusiness and plantation management. We have about 60 seats in food processing business management, and we have about 30 seats in agri-export business management. So overall 180 seats are there. So on the basis of the orientation, that is something that we have, and these are some of the scholarships that are there. Because of that color, it has become white. So I'll share a little bit. So largely, if you belong to SC/ST category, there are various scholarships from the ministry, from the government that is there. If you are an ST candidate, full stipend is there. The full fee waiver is there. The fees would be paid by the ministry. There is also stipend of 36,000 per annum. There is also one-time support or grant for the computer laptop of about 45,000. If you are an OBC student, there are state government scholarship. Similarly, for the Ministry of Minority Affairs, for the people, the students who belong to minority category, non-creamy layer, there are also scholarships. Similarly, there is also scholarship from the alumni, from the ABPM alumni. So they also support alumni of few scholarships. So these are there. Along with that, as there is higher education, and this is important, this is productive, bank loans are easily available. We have a PNB bank branch nearby in the same campus. In fact, they're on our campus. So these, bank loans, etc., are available. Education loans are available. So as such, the opportunities are there in that case. And I'll close my talk with that, and would be happy to take up questions. So thank you very much for your patient listening and joining this session and giving me opportunity to share some of the opportunities and about our institute. Okay, so I'll go through the chat box, but if you have oral questions, please feel free to ask questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Your session was really insightful and interesting as well. And now our participants have a lot of questions, and I will ask along from their side, sir. Can we start, sir?
Yeah, please, madam. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Just give me a few seconds, sir. I will start.
Yeah, please, madam. Take your time. I'll also look at the chat box if there are questions. I'll try to address.
Sir, our first.
Yeah, ma'am, please. Okay, so there is one question. There are a few questions from the chat box. So I'll try to pick up from the chats. So one of the question was how to join IIPMB. So I think I have shared it a little bit. See, if you are done your BCom from Lucknow University, you can still apply. Surely, there is no problem. You can apply to our programs in ABPM, etc. There's as such also Agri Export. So it depends how much passionate you are about it. You can join. You can fill in our form. Uh, my mail ID I am going to write in the chat box. Okay, so you can collect from that and write to us, and our people will be able to help you. Okay. So I'm sharing my email ID in that chat box only. It is basically Dinesh Jain @IIPMB.edu.in. Okay. I'll also connect you with our admission team. So they may provide you even more information. Okay. So I've shared my email ID, the chat box to all. I hope it's visible to all, everyone. Yes. So my email ID is now there for everyone to look at. All right. Let me look at some more questions which are there. Okay, so there is a question, that if we are fresher, okay, that means fresh, no experience in any sector, okay, which is the best agribusiness to start? See, there are huge opportunities in all agribusinesses, but what is important is that where is your strong interest, okay, rather than me telling, okay, this is the upcoming sector, I've already told the list. So from that, where you are passionate about, what is required is a engine which has fuel and the willpower to go ahead. So you can pick up any of the sectors that I mentioned. If you are looking at sunrise sectors in particular, food processing is something where there are huge opportunities and gaps. And then the next would be, or even parallelly, not parallelly, but I would say equally good is the supply chain gaps. Supply chain management. तो आप supply chain management में अच्छी opportunities देख सकते हैं. आप फूड प्रोसेसिंग के अंदर अपॉर्चुनिटीज देख सकते हैं. अगर क्वांटिटी की बात कर रहे हैं आप, तो एग्री इनपुट सेक्टर के अंदर बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी क्वांटिटी. लेकिन अगर आप क्वालिटी और स्पेशलाइज्ड और बहुत अच्छा देख रहे हैं, तो फूड प्रोसेसिंग सेक्टर के अंदर काफी ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. रेडी टू ईट, रेडी टू कुक और ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, और इस तरफ जो है पर्टिकुलरली आप अगर ले लें सप्लाई चेन की तरफ, जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज की तरफ. सो दैट इज देयर. Let me take some more question. Okay. MSc Agriculture student job opening in coffee and plantation departments. So yes, opportunities are there, but those are research-based opportunities. There are these various, there is CCRI, Central Coffee Research Institute. They have these labs, So in
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. We have another question from Raj Loya. So his first question is,
if you
which
do
is the
that MBA program, then there is this, managerial openings. Otherwise, through MSc, there are these openings in various commodity boards. You can take it up. There are possibilities, but if you have this MSc, then it is towards research side. Or you do MBA, you can use your, research experience there and then join a research organization in a managerial position. So that is slightly better compared to that, but that is required. Yeah, madam. Any questions? Any other person?
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. We have another participant, Siddharth. So his question is, he's from Maharashtra actually. So what option are there for waste to valuable products?
Okay. One is this crop residues. That is their sugarcane based, sugarcane is being used. So there is a possibility. So that is one, you may look at. Animal waste, always there is a possibility to convert it into a better form. So biogas, etc., which have been there conventionally, Khadi and Village Industries Commissions have there some grants and some subsidies in such kinds of startups, etc. But you can even go beyond that. So there are possibilities in that also. And beyond agri also there is a possibility for e-waste and that recycling, etc. So waste to value, and I'll try to share more as there was a limited time. I have just put a table there. I can share you more. If I start sharing, I have a note on that. So I'll share that piece of information with your organization. Sarthi, Agri Sarthi. And I think they can share. So there are possibilities in that. Okay, so there are possibilities. Animal waste, plant waste, that is there.
Thank you for that, sir. We have Dhaneshwari. So her question is, as AI-driven automation in agriculture leads to more job losses than gains, how farmers can get the use of this AI as it is needed technically resourced person? Are there any training programs for farmers to gain the knowledge about this?
Okay, so it's a very good question, and this has to be talked about. Okay, now one of the thing, I'll not first answer this. I'll tell you a perspective from 1990s. When computers came, 1990s, there is this fear. Okay, वो एक fear था जब कंप्यूटर आए थे कि ये कंप्यूटर हमारे सारे जॉब खा जाएंगे, because these are very good at computations. Human cannot match computers in computing. So बोले ये सारा हमारा अकाउंट्स वाला, बिजनेस वाला, ये सारे जॉब जो है कंप्यूटर खा जाएगा और हमारा फाइल वर्क चला जाएगा. But you ask yourself, has these computers have not created new jobs? The value in हमारा services sector, IT sector, इतने सारे जो ऐप बन के आ रहे हैं वो कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? Okay, जो हम ऐप का बात कर रहे हैं वो सब कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? So it is basically the computers, and they have brought in new kinds of jobs. ओके, नए जॉब्स लेके आए. बैंकिंग में देखिए अब नए जॉब्स है, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग वगैरह सब कंप्यूटर की वजह से आए जॉब्स. सो दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द आंसर. सो एवरी न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी कमिंग, डोंट थिंक दैट इट वुड जस्ट रिप्लेस द ह्यूमन. इट्स गोइंग टू रिक्वायर डिफरेंट स्किल सेट. सी देखिए, अनस्किल्ड अगर आप हैं तो वो लेबर का वर्क जो है ना वो नीचे जाएगा, लेकिन जो हमारा माइंड का वर्क है, द मैनेजरल स्किल्स, मशीन्स कैन नॉट मैच इट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल क्रिएटिविटी है, लेकिन एमएफ हुसैन जैसा पेंट तो नहीं बना पाया कोई. अब एआई को दे दीजिए, नहीं बना पाएगा. So that creativity is always with the human, and you would require, as I've said, human behind the machine is more important. Okay, that human behind the machine is more important than the machine. Machine require different kinds of managers. Okay, now that is a perspective. One of the thing is that we feel, and that's not true actually, we feel that this AI would come and automate everything. Machine has problems. AI has serious problems. It will not answer many questions. It will not be sensitive. It will not be inclusive. So वो सारे challenges रहेंगे, and you require humans who are sensitive. Machines may not be ethical. So for all those purposes, you would require a manager, not in labor form, but providing intellectual inputs. Okay, so there are many use cases. A few months back only, I've just written 2 chapters. They are going to be published. One is about the AI use case in marketing, and the second one was AI use case in education sector, how it's going to contribute and all of that. So that is something. AI को human का जरूरत हमेशा पड़ेगा. Okay, that is one. And AI would take its own time. And AI is not a 100% perfect solution. It has various faults. It would require humans. It's going to enhance your skills, make it little competitive. So that is there. These days, YouTube is available. So a lot of information is available. But has the educational institution stopped? No. We still have a lot of even more educational institutions. For higher end skills, you require. For coding, you can have AI, but for higher end work, AI may not fit in. It require master. It require a human being in front of it. So AI for a time being, you may think, so just see where the jobs are going, whether in agri jobs are going or whether in IT jobs are going, coding jobs are going away. IBM और ये कंपनियां सब ले ऑफ कर रही हैं. कोई एग्री कंपनी तो नहीं है, खूब हायर कर रही है एग्री इनपुट कंपनी. तो जो मानव से मानव का कनेक्शन है उसके लिए तो एआई कुछ नहीं कर सकता है, उसके लिए तो मानव ही चाहिए. ओके, सो इट विल मेक योर लाइफ लिटिल बेटर, मे बी चैलेंजिंग आल्सो, दैट इज देयर, बट इट डिपेंड्स. जो कोडिंग का वर्क था, जो मशीन का काम था, वो मशीन दे रही. So that is there. So ठीक है, but it's going to revolutionize, right? हम जब चांद पे गए हमने एआई तो यूज किया उसको लैंड करने के लिए. सो मैकेनिकल जो नॉलेज थी वो भी यूज की और एआई भी यूज किया है कि आपने उसको मशीन को थोड़ा इंटेलिजेंस दे दिया. आपके जो ड्रोन से अभी चल रहे हैं आपके कंट्रोल से थोड़ा वो मैकेनाइज्ड हो जाएगा, वो पिकअप करेगा, उतना ही है. See them, that is there. The people who run AI would tell you कि भाई AI पे हम आपको सब कुछ दे देंगे. AI has its own limits. Being a person from agriculture and sown crops and all of that and also used AI, I know the AI limits and AI कितना limit करेगा और इंसान की कितनी जरूरत है. इनफैक्ट इंसान की जरूरत ज्यादा पड़ जाएगी. The person who has this, practical knowledge, वो ज्यादा जरूरत पड़ेगा. So that is there. But of course, the level of skill would improve. It would diversify. You will become rich in skill. So that way. And see, we have to take things as challenge, right? COVID आया चला गया. देख लीजिए, अभी आप देखिए पहले जब मशीन आई थी, आप ये मूवी देखिए नया दौर 1958 दिलीप कुमार की, अब देखिए मशीन का जरूरत तो हमेशा रहेगा. लेकिन वो मानव का भी रहेगा, घोड़ा गाड़ी का भी जरूरत रहेगा. सो जरूरत हमेशा रहेगा, बट आपको अपना स्किल अपस्किलिंग करने की जरूरत है. जॉब बहुत है, अभी भी मैं कहता हूँ जॉब्स की कमी नहीं, लेकिन स्किल्ड. हम कुर्सी पे बैठे रहे और कुछ ना करें और सोचे कि हमको कोई जॉब ला के देंगे. पढ़ाई तो करना पड़ता है, इन्वेस्टमेंट करना पड़ता है, मैनेजमेंट skills आपको डेवलप करनी पड़ती है. That is there. That is what we do. We learn. Okay, so that I think we should look. Okay, there was a question. I'll take it up. After completing undergraduation in agriculture, which exam should we write to join your institution? So see, there are various management tests, national level eligibility test. So now what is available is MAT, management aptitude test, which is in May. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so which is available. Okay, so आप वो and they may share those with you. So feel free to join us, work with us. Okay, that is there. There are in fact many questions. So okay.
Yes, sir.
So okay, there is one more question. For agriculture student, is writing JRF a best choice? See, as I've said, if you have research orientation, you are looking at a position in research. Okay, research associate and towards even technical positions or later on into teaching and research, and in that sense JRF may be good one in that sense. But if you want to get into company in managerial positions where there are huge opportunities, then that is there. Then there are huge opportunities. There are more opportunities in management domain than the research domain. Research is limited, it's all funded by ICR and that way. So but it depends upon the orientation. So that is there. If you love to work in a lab, create products, we need some such skill sets also. We would love you to join JRF. But if you want to connect with the people, want to sell products, use your business skills, create your own ventures, you do MBA, you do PGDM program. Most welcome to join us also. Okay. So there are a lot of questions. I don't know which to take. Okay, there was a question, what kind of training and skill development program we do? So as I've said, we are connected with commodity board. So we do a lot of programs for the people in the sector. We do a lot of programs for agri input companies, for some of the FPOs we do. Similarly, we do program on AI. We also have some virtual programs, MDPs. I do programs on Agri-Entrepreneurship, strategic leadership, and I also do program on AI use, AI and AI in research, etc. So we do programs as an institute, a variety of programs. So that is there. There was a question about what are the prerequisites of export business development in agri commodities. So it is on the basis of the countries, to which country you want to export, that is one. But prior to that, you should have a basic knowledge of exports, various, compliances, various things that you have to pass on, various standards that you have to meet in the value chain. Okay, all across the chain, right from production, processing, and all of that. So those compliances, etc. So that is, so that's a, if you talk about export, I believe that's the subject which has that many things to learn, and just one program here and there may not be. So that is a very specialized subject. There are institutions dealing with it. We are one of the one having program. We have a sister concern also, IFT, that's in foreign trade largely. But if it is agri export, we are there. We have an agri export business management program. So there, that is there. Okay, country wise. And see, as I've said, it's about knowledge, skill, and attitude. So only knowledge, won't be enough. You have to develop skill and skill. So if you have to swim, you have to go to swimming pool, and you have to get, and you would require a guide and some friend or someone well experienced with it, and you have to learn swimming. It won't come from a how to swim from a book. So that is something. So, but of course, practice can be done because Eklavya was there. So there is always a possibility, right? So that is there, you can always learn. But knowledge, skill, and attitude. Attitude is something that comes. And when we talk about having an enterprise is more about, connection, networking. Entrepreneurship is more about networking than the knowledge and skill. Thanks to internet, knowledge has now become widely available. And knowledge as a source of power is gone. So if I just give Gyan here, it will be gone. Okay. So, but if there's a skill set, practice and case based and all, that's why you look at all IIMs and you look at our institution or various other institutions of the same, you'll see that they use case studies, games, internships, and all of that. So it's about skill. We are building skill. Knowledge these days available. But of course, where is the knowledge? So that we require. And then attitude, ability to use it, that is required. So that is something that we try to give. All right. So there are questions and questions. I'll take up some more. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir,
So now
yeah.
okay, ma'am, yeah, please, if you can ask me questions.
I'm
I
so
don't know
sorry
because
to
I see
interrupt you,
30
sir.
chats there.
Actually, yeah, like there are few questions left in my chat box also.
Yeah, ma'am, please ask. That would be better because you would be
Thank you for
making a
that, sir.
better.
Yes, sir. Sorry for interrupting you again, sir. So it is the question is from Anjali Shukla. So she is asking that, sir, as the global focus shift towards space exploration, what is the entrepreneurial scope for
Okay.
biogenerative life support systems? Specifically, how can a horticulture student leverage speed breeding on developed crops for extraterrestrial cultivation? With
Arre,
the
wow.
rise of private space agencies, do you see a market for space for
Okay.
agri startups in India? I am interested in phyton nurseries. How can we bridge the gap between the traditional plant breeding and the space compliant crop improvement?
Okay. It's a very good question and a tough question, I have to say. First thing I would say, I'm not an expert on particularly this space-based production. Okay, I have a limited knowledge in that domain. Broadly, I can say that that's an upcoming sector. Okay, that is a sector one can look at. Uh, I am not having enough on that particularly, but I'll try to find out that I can say. But as such, when our I can look at from a institutional perspective and that way. So when our ISRO is coming up and we talk about space travel and moon and all these planets, so few decades down the line, there is a requirement of such things, but still that is far away. There are a lot of opportunities in between, so that is there. One of the thing, I remember from Dr. Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the people president, he used to say, okay, we do space research and all of that, but while doing that, when we look for things to eat and things to consume, we inadvertently, out of not planned, out of unplanned thing, we create a lot of products, creams, solutions, foods, which will be very useful for the common people. And then his effort was that commercialize those products, bring it to the market. So that way, space research and all that is very important. And there are still a lot of products with ISRO okay, who have in the domain that you said, which can be actually marketed and which can be brought to for the use of common people. There are a lot of products which there. So of course you can still develop. Okay, there are people expert in that domain, but still there are a lot of already developed products with ISRO. So finding out how you can bring to the market, that is something that can be looked at. Okay. Beyond that, I don't have an answer. I'll try to find answer to that question. Beyond that, I don't have expertise also. I'm a man of food and agribusiness management, not of breeding. Okay, so I cannot take that question and I cannot answer that question, but I'll try to find answer.
Thank you for that, sir. We'll be moving for the next participant's query, sir. So it is from Akshay Kumar. It is having two questions, sir. So one is like, sir, as an acronut plantation and is increasing in Karnataka, one or another day, price of the processed nut is decreased. Can you recommend some crops can place the acronut plantation as a additional income? Can banana
Okay.
grown? Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Just after the
Nahin,
first one, I'll complete with the second one, sir.
those are very specific questions. I'll try to answer one by one. The first thing is, see, that's market for you. That's market for you. One thing. Okay. When we have disconnected, fragmented supply chain, these things would happen. Okay. There is always this lag effect. Price 1 year would increase, and then many would start production, supply would increase, demand then remain the same. So there is this mismatch between the demand and supply. One of the biggest problem for that is the lack of information flow in between the various sectors. That there is information asymmetry. There's a concept. Okay, information asymmetry. When very simple words, the information which is available at the grower's end is not the same which is available at the intermediary end, which is available at the consumer end. सबके पास अलग अलग इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है, तो उसको तो लग रहा है कि इस साल बहुत अच्छा प्राइस मिल गया तो अगले साल भी वही मिलेगा. मार्केट ऐसे नहीं वर्क करता. जब इस साल बहुत अच्छा प्राइस मिल रहा है तो सब लोग सोचेंगे कि हम भी बोते हैं, तो जो थोड़ा डाउट में था, फेंस पे था, वो भी बोएगा. तो ओवरऑल आपका सप्लाई ज्यादा हो जाएगा, और सप्लाई ज्यादा हुआ तो ये. दूसरी चीज है कि एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स भी इफेक्ट करते हैं. एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स भी इफेक्ट करते हैं. कोई कंट्री जो आपके कंपटीशन में है, उसको कहीं कुछ सब्सिडी मिल रहा है, कोई ग्रांट मिल रहा है, कुछ कंडीशन चेंज हुआ है, उनका उनका सप्लाई अगर बढ़ जाता है तो आपका उस केस में कम हो जाएगा. उनकी क्वालिटी अच्छी है तो फर्क हो जाएगा. So one thing is, when we look at all these plantation as a commodity, we are doing a big mistake. आज भी हम उसको एज अ कमोडिटी देख रहे हैं. तुम्हारा कॉफी मेरा कॉफी सेम है, जबकि वो नहीं है. अगर हम उसको कमोडिटी की तरह ही बोल रहे हैं तो फिर तुम्हारा कॉफी मेरा कॉफी इसका कॉफी उसका कॉफी वो सेम हो जाएगा. फिर आप मास मार्केट में है. मास मार्केट में तो फिर भाव जो है सप्लाई और डिमांड. लेकिन अगर आप बोले कि नहीं, मेरा कॉफी यूनिक है, तुम्हारा कॉफी यूनिक है, मेरा अराकू कॉफी है, वो जीआई इंडिकेटेड, उसका टेस्ट ही अलग है, मेरा बासमती राइस है, मेरा अलग राइस है. सो देन व्हेन यू ब्रिंग इन द डिफरेंशिएशन, व्हेन यू ब्रिंग इन मार्केटिंग, okay, then you can differ. So there are companies in coffee, टाटा कॉफी आप ले लीजिए, और कई कैफे की तरफ है, वो आराम से सेल कर रहे हैं. दे फॉर देम इट वोंट what one can say, inefficient markets, वो चैलेंज रहेगा. बट विद टेक्नोलॉजी इंप्रूविंग, this is going to become better. This is going to become better with time. That is one. So that is there. Plus the market are opening. See, we also give subsidies, we also give grants, okay, and all of that. And one more thing, it is the market forces which rule the market. Government is an enabler. सरकार कुछ नहीं कर सकती और कुछ करना भी नहीं चाहिए सरकार. That is economics. Okay, इकोनॉमिक्स से कहती है कि सप्लाई और डिमांड को कंट्रोल करना चाहिए. जब प्राइसेस ज्यादा हैं तो सप्लाई उसी हिसाब से चलता है. सप्लाई ज्यादा है, प्राइसेस कम होगी. सो वो मार्केट है इकोनॉमिक्स. नाउ उसमें आप स्मार्टनेस क्या कर सकते हो? डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. आप वही एक क्रॉप क्यों बोना चाहते हो जिस पे रिस्क है? डाइवर्सिफाई करिए. वो बोइए जो लोग नहीं बो रहे हैं. मैनेज करिए, स्टोरेज करिए, स्टॉक की तरफ लेके आइए. नाउ लुक एट अ मैनेजमेंट सोल्यूशन. If you leave it to the market, then market would leave it on you. Okay, so we have to look at risk management. Okay, as we learn financial risk management, we have to learn about commodity risk management. We have a specialized course here, commodity risk management, international commodity risk management, ICRM. That course is there. That's a specialized course. That course is there, and commodities one should have to read. That is always there. Okay, there are a lot of questions. I don't know how many. I'll take up focus shift towards space egg wala. Okay, space it's covered. Okay.
Sir, we have
Okay,
this
there is
part
one
B of
question
the.
about agriculture engineering. So, a fellow agriculture engineer, I'm also agriculture engineer. Which course would you suggest out of the three? I would again say the strong interest that you have. Agriculture engineers, you are suitable for all three courses. But if you want to get into export from inside, from a belly, if you feel like export, then go for it. If you, as an agriculture engineer, definitely you would have courses on food processing engineering. I have had many courses on food engineering and related. So of course that is also a course you may look at if you have strong interest in food, because that area is arising. And if you want to get into agri input, retail, okay, so or farm machinery, various agri inputs also, that farm machinery agri input. So you can look at BPM. So all three. But if you have strong interest in food processing, business management, if you want to get into exports, then export. Otherwise, if you want to have general, you have interest in agri input and particularly marketing, so that our ABPM code. But food would be suitable because that area is where the India is looking at. Food security would always be a factor. And there's a Ministry of Food Processing Industries. You can automatically understand why there is a separate ministry for food processing industry. So there is this sector which is very relevant. So you should look at that food processing industry, I would suggest. Okay. There are questions let me try. There are very specific. Dairy farming management. Yes, FEBM course, if you do, you can. In general, also, dairy farming, yes. But now don't look milk as a commodity. Go into milk products, organic. In the past, A2 milk and all that we talked about. Okay. Now you have to go into milk products. Look at Akshay Kalpa, the opportunity it has created. Organic milk. Now look at that side, niche-based areas. Okay. So there you can look at dairy, and you're talking about, I think, farming management. So I think you are looking at the animals and all of that. So that is one sector where there is a very good flow of value as well as money. So there are these cooperatives, so a lot of cooperatives, and they are very good. We have Nandini here in Karnataka. We have Amul, we have Vijaya, we have Sudha. All these brands are there, Sagar and Delhi region and Punjab region and different, We have Nestle also, beyond cooperatives and other. So huge competition if it is only milk. But in milk, look at, other possibilities of in products, different kinds of cheese, there is a possibility. So that can be looked at. That is a possibility. Milk products, yes. And if you're looking at animals, then you have to look at beyond the cows, So look at that. What can you bring in some specialization? One of the things I think is very important is there are these indigenous cows, Ghir cow and all of that. Those products, you go to Amazon, 1 liter of milk comes at around 16,000 rupees. So that is a specialized niche market. You can, make it better, scale up and bring it down from 16,000. Amul is around 600, 700 a liter. In supermarket, it's maybe available at 600 or so. Then you have 16,000 for Gir cow. So what? Because of that limited availability and all the expenditure that is there on one unit, so that is there. So some more questions I'll take. It is 8 already. Waste to valuable has been asked. Yes.
Sir, so sorry to interrupt you. Actually, we have the second part of the question of that aragonite still.
Yeah, ma'am, please ask. Please ask. I missed that. Please ask.
Sir, actually, I have answered some of the participants' query that, like some of the minor questions regarding the same topic that we have discussed now. I have answered few of them. So we are left with some couple of them.
Ma'am, please
So
ask.
we'll be, yeah, yes, sir. Thank you for that, sir. So it is from the same question that it's from Akshay Kumar. The second part of that was, can banana be grown along with within 8 to 12 years of arecanut plant? If not banana, just recommend the same thing. And he also want to boost the agrotourism in his area. So what are all the crops he have to focus on?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Again, a very specific question. Banana with areca nut. Okay. Generally, areca nut, you should have a climber crop. Generally, that is there. Areca nut, there's a plant. Banana, again, would be competing. So you can have a climber crop. That is a general suggestion, but very specific. So I'll try to still try to find whether it can be grown together. But generally, banana don't. It is, I've seen some places in one patch and that, but in between, mixed, generally not seen. One patch and all of that. That is one. Now he's talking about tourism, agro-tourism. That is an area where one can look at, there is a huge possibility. So that is one, that area actually agro-tourism one has to really look at. There are possibilities. He asked about Maharashtra. Yes, there is a huge possibility. These are all very popular tourist places. And you need to look at responsible tourism and contributory tourism to that sector also. It shouldn't be the travel agent and the local people also should generate. Otherwise, that whole thing would go away. So one has to look at beyond hotels. Can you look at rural stays and all of the ecotourism that he's talking about? So that there is a possibility. Surely. Areca nut and that banana, I'll try to find out specifically. Generally, a climber. Then it won't work. So that challenge is there. All
Sir,
right. So
actually
if
there is
maybe
a,
madam, one more question you can take.
yes, sir, that is what I was going to say. Thank you for that, sir. Sir, there is a random question from 3 to 4 members. Like it is a common question also. So they're asking the scope of MBA and what is the difference between MBA as well as the PGDM course. They are asking the scope for MBA as well as the PGDM also, sir.
Okay.
In related to agricultural sector.
Okay, surely.
Yes.
If we talk about the difference between the two, MBA is a degree, okay, and PGDM is a diploma. Now, for any MBA degree, it can only be given by a university. So there is a requirement of being a university to give an MBA degree. That's Master of Business Administration. PGDM is equivalent. Okay, it is equivalent. All right, it is equivalent, having same everything same, except the stand-alone institutions. For example, IIMs also now they give degree after some 50 years. Now they have started giving degree. Okay, before that, various stand-alone institutions have followed the same pattern. IRMA also and all these rural institutions, they are giving PGDM. They cannot call that their 2 years diploma degree. So that is the only, otherwise they are the same. Okay, now comes how they are kind of, how can they differentiate? Now, one of the thing that can differentiate in between PGDM and AI, this one MBA is whether they are recognized by All India Association of Indian Universities, AIU. Now, our PGDM is recognized by AIU. So it is equivalent. It is same as MBA. But the only thing is we are not university, so cannot give. IIMs cannot give earlier before their IIM bill. IRMA also and various other institutions. So that's the only difference. But one very important thing is the PGDM has to be recognized by AIU. Otherwise, that if you want to go for PhD, you won't be, this won't be considered masters. So that was the problem with PGDM and MBA. MBA is recognized. PGDM has to be recognized by AIU, which fortunately we have, because that is, we know that. Okay. But there are PGDM which are not recognized by AIU, then that won't be called masters. So I think that is there. Otherwise, they are equivalent. In fact, these IIM degrees, IIM diplomas were way better. Even ours is better than many of the universities. In also Bangalore, we have some other management institutions, but we have better recognition and better students and better placement. So that is there. It's about that. But AIU recognition is something that we have, and that is something important. There has to be recognition. Otherwise, MBA is equal to PGDM. But it has to be recognized by All India Association of Indian Universities, AIU. And we are also AICT affiliated, which is required for all technical education. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you for addressing all the queries, sir. We are
Hopefully, I
so
have
grateful
addressed
and
your query.
thankful for your valuable time and spending all your precious time with us and answering our valuable questions, sir. I request Ajay Kasana, sir, to have few words regarding the session.
Thank you, Chaitrisha. Jai Hind. Thank you so much, Dr. Dinesh Jain, sir, for such an in-depth and detailed session. And first and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. S. Senthil, sir, for the great start to the today's session. Really, he oriented our students regarding different opportunities because we are into this job creator economy. Like we are looking up for our students to let them be job creators rather than job seekers. So actually it was a great head start to the session, talking about the facilities available at IIP PBM. And definitely Dr. Saab, our students, some of our students will take on and they will join the PGDM course and other opportunities available. If you talk about the food processing and this spices management and other opportunities. So really we are very blessed to have you
Thank
today
you.
as a speaker on this platform of Agri SAARTHI, and we are also so much thankful to Dr. S. N. Tilkumar, and thanks to all the participants and the organizers. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Jain. Jain. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Astha to continue with the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Chatrisha. And as we reach at the end of this insightful session, it is my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the Agri SAARTHI family. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Dinesh Jain, Associate Professor of Agri Entrepreneurship Strategy and General Management. Sir, your valuable insights on agri entrepreneurship and agro-tourism have truly enlightened us. You beautifully explained how agriculture is not only about farming, but also about creating innovative opportunities through entrepreneurship and tourism. Your words have inspired us to look at agriculture with a broader vision and entrepreneurial mindset. As someone wisely said, agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and entrepreneurship is the engine that drives innovation. Today's session perfectly reflected this idea. I would also like to extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. O.P. Chaudhary sir, the President of Agri SAARTHI, whose visionary leadership and constant support make such meaningful learning platform possible. Our special thanks also goes to Ajay Kasana sir, the Chief Secretary of Agri SAARTHI, for his dedicated efforts and coordination in organizing this wonderful training program. I would also like to acknowledge all the organizers, coordinators, and volunteers whose hard work behind the scenes ensure the smooth execution of every session. A big thank you to all the participants as well. As your enthusiastic presence and active engagement, which truly makes this learning journey meaningful. Let me conclude with a beautiful thought. The future of agriculture lies in innovation, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. Once again, thank you, Dr. Dinesh Jain sir, for sharing your valuable time, knowledge, and experience with us today. With this, I extend my sincere thanks to everyone present here. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. And there is a note for the participant. The attendance link has been shared in the chat box. Please make sure that you fill that before leaving the meeting, and have a good day ahead, and we will meet tomorrow at the same time 6 to 8 p.m. So be there. Your presence make the meeting more interesting and peaceful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for inviting. Thank you.